Alright guys, welcome back to the channel once again, and today we're gonna talk about the BigQuery pricing. So in the previous video we look at how we can use the BigQuery, how we can create the data set and store information and then like run the queries and everything. But actually one thing got missed, which is like what is the pricing of BigQuery. Actually it seems like cheaper the way it is written, but it's not that, because storing data and inserting data is cheaper, but the querying data is not that cheaper. Querying data is different. So if you go for querying data, so this is a very complex process, so you have to understand on the documentation before using it, otherwise you're gonna run out of exhaust the usage of BigQuery, and also you're gonna be exhausting your billing as well, and then you gonna be shocked like what happened. So mostly like in the BigQuery it runs like on the column sizes, not according to the row. So how many columns you are fetching in a single query, that depends like how much data you are trying to extract from the BigQuery data set. So let's suppose if you are doing star, so which means you are querying across all the data set for that table. But if you are just assigning a column like one or two columns, so it's going to automatically reduce the size of the data you are querying through, and then it's going to be cost you cheaper. It's not going to cost you too much. But according to BigQuery, it's like 1 terabyte query is cheaper, but still there are some clause that you have to understand. So let me take you on the BigQuery page and I can show you how's the pricing model and everything explained properly. Okay, let's go. Alright guys, as you can see, this is the BigQuery pricing page, and you can read whatever is written over here: serverless data analytics platform, instance virtual machines to BigQuery instead, and all those things. After that there is some descriptions written: compute pricing cost, process queries including SQL queries, user defined functions, script certain, data manipulation language, and data definitions, statements and all. Storage pricing, a cost that you load into the BigQuery. So if you go over here into the compute pricing, you're gonna see all the details about it, like how it's gonna cost you in the compute. So if you see on demand per TB, the pricing model, if you charge for the number of bytes processed of each query that I just told you earlier in the video. So it's like per terabyte of query process per month is free, and after that they're gonna be start charging you. So the query capacity pricing per slot hour, like pricing model, you are charged for compute pricing rates to run queries measured in slot virtual CPU over time. This model take advantage BigQuery editions. This is Gemini, so it's like leave it. So just come over here. According to the region you can select, and then you can compare the prices. But here it is, queries on demand. Like if you select the on demand pricing for the BigQuery, like you don't want to limit the BigQuery pricing, you can just keep it like whatever you use you pay. So for that, like 0 terabyte, like it's like 0 terabyte, which means like that's 1024 GB comes into 1 TB. So 0 to 1 TB free per month. For first TB per month is free. Okay, and I think if you have a lot of data, it doesn't matter. Like let's suppose in a single query you are querying like 300 GB, so only 3 query gonna be finished this one, and after that they're gonna start charging you. Even like you are querying like 10 GB per query, so it's gonna be finished is like just in the 100 queries. After that they're gonna charge you. So for 1 month 1 TB is not enough, but if you are in testing phase, so that's fine, it's not gonna cost you too much. And 1 TB above, like if you query 1 terabyte, so it's gonna cost $6 really. And let's suppose you can half of the size as well, like according to that. Let us suppose you are querying like 512 GB, like 500 around like half TB, so it's gonna cost you $3.25. According to that you can calculate, but the pricing this is too much higher, because it's like no one gonna query 1000 GB. But let's suppose you have like you are on a scale, you have like large data set. Mostly people use on the large data set because they want to use the data warehouses for analytics and all, and then they want to create dashboard. It's like wherever you want to use it, there's data, so you can just query through it and then use it. So it's like that. So people mostly keep it for analytic dashboard and machine learning, but you can do whatever you want to do with that data. You can use it like CRUD operations as well, but CRUD operation costs you, but it's like it's better than operational database if you use it, so it's gonna be cheaper. But in comparison to that, if you read it, so this is the main thing that you have to understand: 6.25 per TB. And if you query like 10 GB per query, so you can just calculate by that. So 10 GB is like 0.01 TB, and in like compute by just calculate by 6.25, multiply by 6.25, and you can calculate the cost per query. Okay, And also it's like it's depends on the column. If you change the column, so it's gonna change the sizes of that. Okay, and if you think like if you're gonna be only querying through the rows, if you put the where condition and then you think like, okay, it's gonna be costing according to the rows. So no, it's not, it doesn't work like that. So mostly you should just query only those columns which are required. It's gonna be costing you less compute. Okay, and over here is like BigQuery uses column data structure and everything. It's like a charge according to total data process in the columns you select. You see written over here everything properly. Total data per column is calculated based on the type of data in column. For more information, how your data size is calculated, estimated query cost. So this is the main thing of the BigQuery pricing. So first point, all these pointers is like must be taken care of if you don't want to get cost too much from the Google Cloud. So you can just keep in mind, you read it properly. So you can see you charge query run against a shared data owner is not charged within the data access. So it's like too many things you have to understand over here. Charge according to the data process in the column. So it doesn't matter if you limit the data or not, it's gonna be costing you according to the column. It doesn't matter actually. So partitioning, clustering your tables can help reduce amount of data processed by the query, and best practice use partitioning, clustering whenever possible. It's like that. So yeah, these are the things that you have to keep in mind when you are using the BigQuery, and that's like mostly I wanted to share with you. And but there are more things that you can analyze, understand. Yeah, so this is the commitment use discount. So this is another thing, like if you want to buy that, so make sure you use that much you actually want, so you get some discount on it, and then you don't have to pay too much. And if you are not able to review, so you have to pay exactly. So something like that, this is the one. So you can look at it into your billing, but you have to buy this CUD thing into the billing account, then you can use like that. So it's going to cost you a little more cheaper. There are many more things that you can try to understand. Storage pricing is like over here, active storage and long-term storage and all those things. So long-term storage costs you cheaper because it's like 50% cheaper. It's like written prices of storage of the table automatically drops by approximately 50%. There's no difference, performance, durability, availability, active on long-term storage. Okay, so here's the type of storage, and here's the pricing for per gigabyte. The first 10 GB is free for each month, and after the 10 GB is gonna be start costing you price. Okay, and then rest of other pricing details over here you can go through it. There are a lot to see, but the main I wanted to explain about querying data, and that is like it should be understandable. Like it should be, make sure you understand that properly. Cost estimate. Alright guys, so I think that's it from this video. I wanted to explain about this, and make sure if you are querying the data from the BigQuery, so you just use those columns which you wanted, and just keep it like default configuration. Doesn't need too much because it doesn't makes too much difference about the like active storage, like physical storage. But make sure you query by column, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.